ẹ wá tì fẹ́
o lè fẹ́ lùkù kọ́ ṣe yìí tó bá yẹ báyẹn yín la páàkì síbẹ̀ yẹn máa sọ̀rọ̀.
bíta páàkì nìkan ọ̀gá ló páàkì síbẹ̀.
ayé yín wà lélẹ̀ ni ṣé mọ́tò ilé ò sanwó budget ẹ̀yin kẹlẹ́ sanwó budget ní ewu ní kílẹ̀ mí ẹ má máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún alẹ́ kò mí báyìí kílẹ̀ mí by that statement ṣé mọ́tò ilé ò sanwó budget ẹ̀yin kẹlẹ́ sanwó budget ẹ má máa sọ ní sẹ́ẹ̀sì ẹ̀ mọ́ àìjọ ní ẹ̀ta tí sojú ọ̀nà ni àìjọ sanwó budget san fẹ́ kún náà yẹn láti kílẹ̀ mí orí kan fún mọ́tò yín ní yellow box ẹ wà máa débi lókè. Bàbá àkọ́kọ́ fún ẹ̀ bá ìwò jẹ́ ilẹ̀ láyé jẹ́ ilẹ̀ láyé àbẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ pé yúnà ògbówó lọ́wọ́ wa wọ́n tún ní láyé báwo ni èyí ti jẹ́ báwo ni èyí ṣe jẹ́ èlò ní mọ́tò yìí sọ fún ẹ̀yà ẹ̀jọ́ ìjà ìdájọ́ láti bàbá àtàní ẹ̀ kúrò lójú ọ̀nà jọ.
Bàbá tì kú omi ẹ wá tì ó yẹ ká wá náà báyìí ká tì jáde kú omi tẹ̀sí láì fi tì onígbà ìbẹ́ lọ àjà gbogbo báyìí kó bá ti kú.
ẹ̀yin ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi blọọkì ẹnìkan.
All right, good morning, viewers. You're welcome once again on the program. It is City Standard and Michael Adekunle. Your name?
Good morning. My name is Michael Chinedu. You're welcome. It's a beautiful morning today, Saturday morning here in the city of excellence. Center of Excellence,
Lagos State.
Yeah, Lagos State. Yeah. Precisely, very close to the government house.
Honestly, Alausa. All right, we are reaching you all the way from Ogba, Lagos, and we're reaching the whole world. We appreciate all our esteemed viewers on the platform. Today is 17th of May, 2025, the weekend edition of City Stand.
Very interesting, with interesting breaking news and of course, developments surrounding our political space.
Yeah, developments surrounding our political space. Yeah, what's in the news this morning? The major one we have to talk about today is the statement coming from the former president of the country, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. He said Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
Is this chief or former president? He's not a chief.
He's a chief.
I don't know what chief.
Former president of the country, Olusegun Obasanjo. Yeah, he said Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
I think he was talking about the issue of hunger,
Yeah.
and insecurity. You saw yesterday how the ex-generals were just ex-general. The current chief of defense staff was crying.
Christopher
over because it's like the army themselves is becoming serious now. So I think on that response and so many other things happening within the economy, I think that was what prompted the former president Olusegun Obasanjo to alert, of course, the political leaders themselves that we are all. He said everybody. When it explodes, then maybe possibly we might not have anywhere to hide at the end of the day.
No, we've been talking about this keg of gunpowder for a very long time now, and it has not exploded.
Yeah, you understand?
Keg of gunpowder
every day, and now and then, but this one is threatening. It has gotten to that boiling point, and a lot of things need to be done. If actually, the leaders themselves mean well, because I listened to Christopher Musa yesterday. The welling was, I wasn't comfortable. If an army general can come and tell you that looks like all hope is lost, trying to curb the issue of insecurity, and on trying to curb the issue of insecurity too, hunger also is threatening, of course,
many challenges.
You're bringing up a lot of things. So, Mike, I don't know. We hope that all will be well at the end of the day. All will be well at the end of the day. There's a lot of things, a lot.
All right, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please don't allow the keg of gunpowder explode. You don't want it. Don't let it explode. Nigerians are crying, yearning for your help at this point in time. All right, in the news this morning, again, the leader of the Separatist group, Simon Ekpa, has been charged with inciting terrorism. Yeah, in Finland. 2 weeks ago, was it last week? We discussed Simon Ekpa's issue on the extradition his extradition to Nigeria. But we later got an information that that was a rumor that he'll be facing his trial in Finland.
No, the trial is supposed to commence next month officially, but I think the Finnish government themselves have officially charged him of incitement.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they intend to manage that at the end of the day. It's like the issue of extradition temporarily ruled out, pending when they will be able to finalize with the case there. But I think he has gotten a lawyer, Gumerus, a well-known lawyer, in that regard. Let us see what will come out at the end of the day. Let him go there and face trial in Finland. As simple as that. Let us see what will happen at the end of the day.
All right, in the news this morning, the latest developments coming from Mr. President Tinubu on insecurity. Tinubu has ordered new push to tackle Sahel threats. Orders. This is on the front page of the Nation newspaper.
He's also hosting Mali ambassador to Nigeria currently now. And that's the development. The Mr. President is trying to do that. But I don't think that is going to work already. The Sahel revolution was triggered not by what Bola Tinubu want to achieve, but by a certain influence that they feel they are not comfortable with anymore. And I don't think they want to join ECOWAS. Me, I don't support ECOWAS. ECOWAS is a toothless bloc that has nothing to offer to the Black Africans. So they should jettison anything like ECOWAS. We're not interested in anything like ECOWAS. In fact, you should disintegrate to regional blocks like Sahel we are having now, so that at least maybe we'll have a proper direction on how to save this black man's continent. You understand? You can see what is happening. The Western world, the Western powers are already trying to see how they can continue to damage, our collective interest as far as West Africa is concerned. I'm not talking about North Africa. You hardly see them do such things in the North African axis, of Africa. But anything West Africa, East Africa, they are down to there, especially, you understand. And when they saw this Ibrahim Traore challenging you can see the whole thing, thank God that possibly, and I pray that Russia will be able to, have their way fully, and let us see how the Russian influence in Africa is going to look like. But for this France, Britain,
you don't even want to hear anything about France.
They should hold on for now.
You don't want to hear anything about France.
No, I didn't like the way the issue in Niger, the way the whole thing came up. A whole country they don't even have a single central bank on their own.
That's slavery.
That central bank is in France.
That's slavery.
Yeah. Then you are piping up, you are digging uranium there to power 70% of electricity in France. Resources is what they got from Niger. Still, they cannot put those countries in order.
That's wrong.
Burkina Faso, the same thing. Gold. Is there any gold in France? There's no gold in France. So all the resources in Africa is what they are using and keep us and burden us with IMF loan, burden us with debt, burden us with insecurity, burden us with bad leadership, because they are the ones that bringing people who are trying to in the position of planting them so that the thread will continue at the end of the day. You can see the kind of pressure they put on Bola Tinubu to invade Niger. And if, thank God, maybe he decided to play the politics thereafter. If he has done that, by now, he would have regretted, carrying out any form of invasion in Niger.
All right, on to the next one, Weekend Hope. Let's see if the Weekend Hope will be giving us hope this morning as regards insecurity in Nigeria. Since Saturday, the 17th of May 2025, President Bola Tinubu is telling the security chiefs to step up their games. Yeah, this is on the front page of Weekend Hope. Step up and end security challenges, Tinubu tells armed forces.
I think you added something to the security details or weapon or whatever, one or other judge too, hoping that they will see. But they are saying that the influx of these people is beyond, what just ordinary one judge that is not functional. I don't know, Nigeria, they can bring as many as I don't know how functional those things and how active and how motivated Nigerian military, to be able to challenge these people, whom some of them came to the National Assembly and said that these guys you are seeing, Boko Haram, is more sophisticated than Nigerian army. So I don't know how they tend to balance that, but I hope yesterday there was hours of a security meeting. The president met with security chiefs. A lot of things were discussed, but we are yet to know the direction they are going to take at the end of the resolution of the nation.
Now, before going to Idris, before going to that one, let's quickly check out the Saturday Independent newspaper this morning. Federal government plots Tinubu's economic interventions as inflation drops slightly in April.
It's a fluctuation thing, there's no sign that the thing is having a direct effect on Nigerians, as in, the power of the wherewithal, the power of the money, the purchasing power. We have not seen anything in that direction. Things are not going down. We are experiencing increase in almost everything, that keeps human economic activities on daily basis going. So Nigerians have never, and they are still experiencing extreme hardship as a result of course, the policies. Will I say policies? I don't know what is actually the problem.
Economic policies of President Bola.
No, I don't know whether it's economic policies or there's something behind it that we may not be able to know.
I said it earlier on that after that Daily Independent newspaper, we'll be moving down to what the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Idris Mohammed, has said this morning. He said the policies of President Bola Tinubu have started yielding good fruit. Is it true?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know I don't know the yardstick of which he used to measure that the economic policy is already yielding. Maybe it has not trickled down to our own level. Maybe up there, they're experiencing it.
But you heard what the Daily Independent said this morning, that the inflation rate has slightly dropped.
Bros, you remember that this is anything can trigger it within hours from now. So that's not the yardstick we should use to celebrate whether is so on the downside or on the upside. You can't do that. At that level where they are, it can be okay. No, Mike, it can be okay, but until it trickles down to the point that the ordinary man on the street can be able to say, we will know that bros, everything that can happen, propaganda can push propaganda, one propaganda or that. Without propaganda, government cannot survive.
Without propaganda?
Yes. Most of the things they throw at us are pure propaganda. There's no two ways about it. And we know.
All right, let's move down another one. What is in the news this morning again? Okay, let me quickly read out what Mohammed Idris, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, has said as regards the policies of President Bola that has started bearing fruit. The minister stated this at the 2025 ministerial briefing series held at the National Press Conference Press Center, Abuja, on Friday. The minister was reacting to the recent report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, which indicated that inflation has eased. Now, media reported yesterday that the latest NBC, that's the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, released said that Nigeria's inflation dropped to 23.7% in April from 24.23% in March 2025. From 24.3 to 23.7. Is that an achievement?
I don't think that's an
and has it impacted?
No. That's what I'm saying. When you see them, anything can happen in Nigeria. This National Bureau of Statistics that normally issue this kind of indices or report or yardstick or information on the economy. I don't know the measurement of which they use, whether it depends on when they are looking at foreign investment inflow, domestic power and all macroeconomy and all that. But those things, nobody wants to know about whether all these things are happening. What we want to know is that at how much are we using our wherewithal to get us something that can, sustain us at the end of the day? That's when we begin to say, okay, maybe there's a slight delay. But tomorrow now, they will tell you that one factor or another, you see this thing moving. Okay, are you starting to justify that this very one is more trusted than the recent few weeks ago where World Bank issued, a release, a press release on the state of the economy in Nigeria that is very gloomy. Few days after they came up with a slight drop of 2% or 1%. Well, for me, I think they need to work more harder.
All right, let me move to the comment section and say hi. Say good morning to all our esteemed viewers commenting right now. I'm very, very sure that some of the viewers are commenting as we speak. And for those who are not commenting, we still say good morning to you. This is City Stand, anchored by Michael Adekule, the person that is with me this morning. Of course, you know him, the popular analyst, talking about Chinedu Michael.
I'm not a co-presenter.
All right, the Palace of the Palace is here this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Saturday for you, dear. Rising sun.
The Palace of the Palace.
Palace. The Palace of the Palace.
All right, the Palace of the Palace is here. Good morning. And he's saying good morning, all.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Also, William Okameme, all the way from United Kingdom, is watching us and he's saying good morning. Oh, yes, good morning, Michael and everybody.
Good morning.
All right, Get It Right is also here. Good morning, Mike and the analysts on the street. We say good morning to you too.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Ayola Olatunji is also watching us from Northwest London and he's saying good morning, my people.
Good morning.
Amwaz is also here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your presence. Nathaniel Abu is also here this morning and he's saying good morning, Global City Stand. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, let us know where you're watching us from. State your location. Let us know. Tell us your name, the location. We are ready to greet you and to welcome you on the program this morning.
Also, comment and share.
Share, very, very important. Comment and share. Share it as much as you can. Okay, Chuk Benedict is also here. Over here, say good morning to you.
Good morning.
Chuk Benedict. All right, Inamdi, honestly, all the way from Netherlands. We say good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Namdi.
All right, to Mrs. Tina in the United States of America, we say good morning. Lady G as well, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, quickly to the program. Quickly to what we are saying. We're talking about, okay, good morning. David Ike, we appreciate you. Thank you. He's watching us from Mexico. We appreciate you for joining us.
Wow.
Nice one.
Nice one. Mexico.
All right, somebody's watching us from Vienna.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Fred. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is what we do on Saturdays.
Yeah, no, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Everyone there, stay tuned.
Yeah. We greet everybody that
Nigerians are everywhere. All the nook and cranny
of the world.
You know what I mean? The remote areas, the suburbs,
Nigerians are there.
They are there.
It's a great country, indeed.
Confirm.
Why are these people treating us like this?
Struggle continues.
King James, Bala Blue Bulaba, country. We can remove the fact that it's a great country. Our problem is leadership.
The
leadership.
Africa is leadership.
And I think they should learn from Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso.
Let us still watch Ibrahim Traore for some time and be able to have a proper definition of his leadership. But I think to an extent, he has shown leadership.
To an extent, he has shown leadership. All right, somebody is watching us from Mozambique.
Mozambique,
thank you so much.
Africa.
Nonso, all the way from Mozambique.
Nonso.
Say thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you. Mike Son is also watching us and he say all hail USB. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Bawa is also here and he's saying he's watching us from Lekki. Lekki is in Lagos.
Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos.
Thank
We're
you.
not too far from you.
At all.
You can visit our studio on the street.
All right, somebody saying he's sending 10K to Oyeze. This one all the way from Mexico. David Ike.
Oyeze, rising sun for you. God bless.
All right. Thank you so much, David Ike. Chooks Benedict is also here, watching us from Finland. Wow. Thank you so much. We appreciate
it. We are seeing a lot of people, and the other day we were online, over 4,000 view, we are,
we're live with us.
We're live with us, and we encourage them to come up, and keep on, chatting us up, because this is the reason why we are here, and without them asking questions on what is actually happening within the political space of Nigeria, we will not be able to, be here like we are here today. This is Saturday, and we are, all right. We are neat.
That's the weekend edition of City Standard. And joining us again this morning, Mr. Vincent. You're welcome on the program.
Thank you, Mike, for having me. Thank you, our ever attentive, ever resilient global audience. I want to say very good morning and a very good Saturday. Good morning to you all. I want to greet Nigeria as a whole too. The north, the south, the east, and the west. I say good morning to you all.
All right, good morning to you all. This is what Mr. Vincent is saying, and we appreciate all of you. Mercy of God is also here. You are doing good. Thanks for keeping the awareness. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chris is also here. I was saying, Obasanjo is one of the British colonial imperialists.
Wow.
Okay, Obasanjo is one of the British colonial imperialist agents working hard to keep the British business entity called Nigeria
alive,
going, but they will all fail woefully.
Mike, let me be honest with you. The more we continue this campaign, the more people begin to buy into the consciousness of distancing themselves, becoming real, taking their own destiny by their own hands, moving their own life and destiny by themselves, deciding. I think this guy from Burkina Faso has just set a certain standard that this guy, we can actually do without them. That's what it means. And that consciousness, I believe that more generations that are coming, will be able to buy into that. We didn't know when he developed this character, but I know that in one way or the other, something must have influenced him, to take a drastic decision that this is what it is and this is the way to go. As long as Africa is concerned, we don't need these guys. You can see them having a good time, doing their stuff secretly. At the end of the day, they would come and tell us, Africa is this, Africa is there. They burden us with the IMF loan, do a lot of things, take our resources without even accounting for it, and then few that have compromised within us in terms of leadership, they are the people that they use as a threat against us. Then when we stand up to talk, the same army that is crying, that are being killed today, we say, where are you going? Where are you going? Just stop there, stop there. You want to protect illegality, criminality, and look at where it has taken them to now. The chief of army staff was crying.
So what should the citizens do?
No, you understand, because if they have allowed resistance, by now I think to an extent would have been having something to do, a leader that can be able to go extra mile to make sure that his own citizen, our own citizen, is being protected.
And this brings me back to what Atiku said. That's the former vice president of the country a few days ago, that in 2002 or so, during their own administration, when this Boko Haram started in Yobe, so they tried as much as possible to suppress them. And if after their own administration, other governments, leaders or presidents, continued, attacking them or combating them, would have ended this crisis in the country.
You see, Mike, I want to just say one thing, that we should all know that government or governmental business is a continuum. In a situation whereby a government comes to the reins of government and do our own little bit in checkmating insurgency, extremism, and whatever, the one that will take after him should be able to go a step further to see that he had value to whatever he or she met on ground. But in a situation whereby Atiku made mention a very critical point that is worthy of note. He said during their own time, a case in point was Yobe, when those extremists tried to rear up their heads. Obasanjo and Atiku-led government were able to nip it in the bud. They closed that case to the barest minimum. Then successive government that took the reins of governance after them couldn't do anything. They now turn it a kind of a business as usual, forgetting that the so-called people, the paymasters of all these extremists, are mostly contractors in the same government where they superintend. Then you begin to wonder, how can you say, okay, we are going for, to confront the criminals headlong, and we don't know where they are. People that knows where they are also helping us to find where they are lodged. Can we have a headway in such a strike? So it has always been like that. Successive government that have taken reins of governance after Obasanjo Atiku-led government didn't do much. All what we keep hearing is that humongous money has been slated for so thing. They took to Kano jets, they took this thing instead of addressing the strategic points. Because modern warfare, we are already in a warfare. Even if we don't call it, because whatever we use, either we say we are covering extremist, bandit, outlaws, it's just a matter of semantics.
Now I can see this on the screen. I think it has disappeared. One of our esteemed viewers there said, except unless the government is ready to catch Buhari, if you not catch Buhari, everything na show.
That one is just being his opinion, because Buhari is not the only is not the only person that is involved in all this. Every successive government have their own moves. Even a case in point was during time of Jonathan, General Azazi did say then, advise Jonathan, there are moves in this government. Not quite long when he made such a statement, the man became a forgotten issue. I don't want to elaborate on that because everybody knows the history. Then the same thing, what of that lady that bombarded the hideout of all these extremists? The outlaws, Tolulope Arotile. What became of her? At the end of the day, she was also called down in her prime. You can see the way we are wasting lives in Nigeria is so cheap, whereby people die cheaply in Nigeria and nobody is raising an eyelid. So when you keep on hearing this kind of a thing, it does not give any mind, it does not give motivation to anybody. A case in point is what the last, the recent publication made by Nigerian Armed Forces declaring that the people should come and enlist. How many patrons have they gotten as we speak? People are afraid to even enlist in Nigerian Armed Forces. That to show you that we have found ourselves in a quagmire, and I pray that we get out of it. But if it continues like this, I know Nigeria is. I said it before. I said it yesterday, and I've said it many times on this platform that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
All right, Onyeze, Obasanjo made this statement. Nigeria is sitting on the keg of gunpowder on Friday. Why he made this remark? Why speaking during Daily Mohammed, that's the owner of Ovation magazine, Daily Mohammed's leadership lecture. But the question I want to ask now is Nigeria truly on the verge of collapse, or Obasanjo was just exaggerating?
No, Nigeria became a problem to us itself.
Because he has made this statement I think more than 3 times
now,
but Nigeria has not collapsed.
Yes.
Is it just exaggerating?
See,
Or we are on the verge
of... If you cut this leaf now, cut it now, it will still take some time for you to notice, there's a problem. So it has been alerting you that the corruption that brought Nigeria, the amalgamation that brought Nigeria, that led to Nigeria Biafra war, has continued unchecked. There's no political will to address it properly up to now. And to an extent, let me still try and give it to Obasanjo somehow. Because at a point he realized that these are the things that one needed to do. But unfortunately, the same people have not allowed Nigeria to move forward. You are mentioning Buhari and Atiku. Go and listen to Hausa boys now who are talking online. Are they will mention Atiku, they will mention Buhari. They say they are they not the same thing? They are the same thing. They are the one who knows what to do. Femi said it yesterday when the issue of Bakassi came. The Igbo leaders gathered and stopped Bakassi. When there was Ikorodu boys, what happened? The Southwest leaders came together and stopped the Ikorodu boys. Badu. Then why is it that the Northerners, the Northern leaders, political leaders, including the Sultan of Sokoto, have not made any statement condemning? And he says they don't know what they are doing. Bros, they know what they are doing. They know 100%. Forget when they call there's insecurity. They say they are not those people who are saying the same thing are the people who are. Imagine the kind of killing that is going on to the extent that our military looks as if they cannot do anything anymore. The DSS is saying Nigerians defend yourself. You are on your own. And still, they are advancing, killing, kidnapping in different forests around the. And the man said the infiltration. You will listen to Christopher Musa. He said the thing is too much. And they are flooding.
Delhi.
But you look at the history of the influx of these people when it actually started. What Obasanjo talking about Atiku trying to make that kind of statement. I don't think Atiku is correct. I don't think Atiku is correct.
2002.
No.
In Yobe.
Atiku is not correct. You understand? The Northerners are using it as a political weapon. The Northerners are using these people, as a political conquest. Northerners are using this thing. But you can see the speed and the rate at which Buhari powered Ruga, powered everything, open grazing, on all the 36 states of the Federation, to the extent some governors in the eastern part of the country has become a victim of that up to this moment. They have not been able to recover. And not only hope, Omahi. I'm telling you. But thank God for the likes of Ayo Adebanjo that insisted that it will not work in Nigeria. Those boys wait there in the east there. You can see them now. Let them go to Ayo and Adebanjo. I'll be doing their funeral. Tell them go there. How many Northerners have visited Ayo Adebanjo? Well, you see them, all of them is in Edwin Clark house. It tells you, it said a certain signal to everybody to understand what is actually going on. That they don't have interest. The interest why they are killing Nigerians is because of the crude oil. And those ones there are the ones compromising and opening doors for them to come in. Go to Niger Delta, you weep. But try one day, enter MPA, from MPA to Baramatu to Perosa. Enter through speedboats. He said, Niger Delta. Finished! Then, when the earthquake strike there, you begin to look for where you are going to run to. Don't you know that where the crude oil is the bedrock of the rock of this holding this thing, and they have to hit it for them to, and they continue to hit it. You can see the level of devastation there. Bros, Bola Ahmed Tinubu should just decentralize. Bro, if you continue to look at these people and wait, you are putting Nigeria. I know how many times Buhari called some emergency meeting, service chiefs at the end of the day. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has started his own now. Marching order. He's no longer on top of the situation. Marching order. Let them march. Let us see.
All right, while giving his remark on Friday, he cited China as an example, the revolution that took place in China. He said the Chinese government lifted about 700 million people out of poverty. 700 million people out of poverty. That's what happens to Nigeria. That's what he said. But this is the president, Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president. But this is the president that spent 8 years. Yeah, he spent 8 years during his own time. Did he lift 1 million Nigerians out of poverty?
Obasanjo.
Yeah.
You are referring to
Obasanjo. If China could lift 700 million people out of poverty, what happened during his own regime?
Do you know during his own regime, when he held sway as the #1 man, there's one because there is always a landmark project or project attached to every government. A case in point of Obasanjo is our debt that was forgiven.
Okay.
And other government before him, they tried to to be in the the books of the Paris club and the London club and the IMF generally. How much of hearing were we given as a country? Obasanjo, before he left office, he was able to clear off our debt. But today, you ask yourself, is Nigeria not still indebted to this? Those people that gave us, that clean our debt? Then you begin to wonder, how did we get into this Nigeria? The profligacy of this government is unprecedented in the annals of Nigerian history. I stand to be corrected if it were not so. But when you look at the way things are done, every government, you must have there must be something that can be attached to you. I'm not saying Obasanjo is a saint. He also enjoyed some considerable flaws during his tenure as president. But if someone, debt is also a kind of a way that countries are being, coerced to, into the ranks of a poverty-stricken nation. If your debt is humongous, then all what you will be, instead of channeling the little amount that is coming from your resources to productive use, you'll be using it to service debt. And it will continue to become a recurring decimal, like a heavy weight standing on your neck. So, a situation whereby your debt is being written off, and you cannot start from a clean template and continue to rise from there. Instead, you continue to do the same thing, business as usual. And what do we have today? We still have humongous debt staring us in the face. And if we continue like this, how can productive enterprise be embraced? That is what we have come to find ourselves. Obasanjo, I still have to give him kudos. For the little time, he gave us a semblance of governance. Because during his tenure too, technocrats, they came to Nigeria. Most of the people, a case in point, I don't just talk something that is not realistic. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is the Director General of the World Trade Organization, under whose government did she serve? Under Obasanjo. The same Femi Adesina, who is the African Development Bank president, is served under this. OBS Ekwesili is served under OBJ. Even Soludo, the present governor of Anambra State, this was CBN governor during his own time. I can continue to reel out names of technocrats. It's not party government. Government is supposed to add value to the livelihood of every citizen in a given territory called country. It's supposed not to be other way around. In a situation whereby governance is not being experienced and feel right by the people within that call themselves citizens, then that government is a failure.
Many Nigerians wonder if our challenge is truly leadership or broken system beyond repair. Looking at what Obasanjo cited, the example of China, lifting 700 million people out of poverty. Why has Nigerian government failed so badly in that aspect?
Mike, they will continue to fail. Even this government will fail. Even if Obi come, they will continue to fail.
Even if Obi come,
yes, unless the right thing is being done.
Which means the system is broken beyond repair. Is that what?
Of course, now, of course. Who's going to tell you that?
For you to have said, even
yes, yes. You know why I said even Obi comes. If Obi comes and decided to toe the same line, we are seeing today.
What line?
Mike, the problem is, apart from the country is in a big threat. If there's leadership, this thing will stop in less than a period of time.
To stop
completely.
Quality leadership.
Yes, because what do you need to get the National Assembly? What do you do to get the House of Rep members? How do you coerce them? How do you bring them? How do you lobby them to your own agenda of good leadership? That's the fact, because they're also a problem. Then, secondly, when China announced that they have conquered poverty in year 2000, that nobody in China will be hungry by the year 2000, what did they do? Do you understand what I'm saying? When Singapore did their own, what do they do? Mike, I told you that very simple. If it is electricity alone, electricity, light, power supply, make sure that Nigeria does not have power failure. Even if you are able to achieve that in 8 years, it will add more economic value than when we wait for government to start implementing World Bank-driven policies on Nigeria. They tell you, they dictate to you, they tell you what to do at the end of the day. Knowing fully well that the money they are giving to you as loan, you are going to steal it and return it back to them. That is it. Who is going to bear the cat? Because them too know that they have so much wealth, they have so much money, they have everything around them. But they know that over 200 million Nigerians on the street are watching them with their eyes open. Watch them drive convoy 300 cars, one person. They are watching. The day it will start, that's what Obasanjo is telling you. They are watching. Bros, we have tested them during SARS. You see what happened? Everybody on the run. Shut down all the airport. Let us deal with our problem. Where is this thing coming from? Look at somebody stole 80 billion. How would Nigeria work 80 billion and still walking around? Somebody is claiming, I brought the Boko Haram. Me and Obama did this. We are the one that brought them. So that this thing, they know, government know, they're not doing anything. You saw, you go and read Transition Hours by Jonathan. You see where those things were mentioned. And even before that time, somebody was saying that the head of a baboon will flow if I don't do this and not do that. And you can imagine the number of youth couples that were killed in the north. Why is it that the south is not killing? Why is it that the south is not infiltrating northern forests and deal with them the way they are dealing with people here? And why is it the government quiet over this issue? Why is it there's no collective will? Mike, Nigeria is not one. No, bro, make we not they talk and say unity. Those who are talking about unity, ask them in the National Assembly there. The unity is just your pocket. How much are you putting inside your pocket? Until we get that kind of leader, president, that will call a spade, uproot anything that need to be uprooted and let Nigerians breathe for once. That's the only way. But you see this alliance, I control you, you control me, I sell you, plus aluta continua. There's no two ways about it.
All right, so yes, I'm still coming back to you, Mr. Vincent. Can Nigeria rise out of poverty without first dealing with these corrupt politicians?
You see,
because you cited that leadership problem is what we are facing now. And corruption is part of it.
You cited China initially before we actually with the real thing. But one thing that I want to bring to your notice is that it takes the collective will of the people within a given territory to say they want to do this, and they all abide to it, hook, line, and sinker. Nigeria, you see, why our problem has why have we become the way we are now is because the templates because an amalgam of people with different peculiarities, very cautious, were circumscribed into one territory called Nigeria. Instead of sitting down and discussing our differences and see how we can live together, we have been circumscribed into one territory called Nigeria by those colonialists. Then you continue to wonder, how can you cannot play something on nothing. You can always play something on something. And that is why you continue to see what is being seen now and experienced in our polity. Because we cannot continue like this. When you look the spate of killings, the inadequacies in all the spheres of our national life, it goes to show you that all is not well with our body politic. And I will keep on saying it again and again, except the ground norm. One of the big lie that has been forced on us. One, the constitution. You and I never sat down. My father never sat down with anybody to say this is people-oriented constitution. It was fostered by military adventurism or hegemony on Nigerians, and it's an affront to our collective sensibility as a people. Up to this moment, military fostered a constitution. Civilian, we have had successive civilian government in this country. Nobody could come out with a workable document. Up to this present moment, there is a slap on us. If by saying so, it shows that the fostered system of democracy that is being fostered by all these colonial powers and the Western and their cohorts on Nigeria is not working. If you ask for my candid opinion, I will say before the advent of the colonialists, there was a way we used to govern ourselves. We have our own traditional way of governing ourselves. Why can't we go back to that? That is what is being playing now. That is being played now in Burkina Faso by Traore.
All right, to the comment section before I let you guys go. Chuk is saying, as long as Nigeria is not willing to catch Buhari on a show. Okay. On to the next one, Christopher. Kweze. Say good morning. He's watching us all the way from Houston, Texas. Thank you so much for joining us. Buki Astrop is also here this morning. Buki Astrop, welcome you on the program. All right, thank you so much. Where is my Biafra brother, Mr. Femi? Chooks Benedict is after Mr. Femi.
Shalom.
All right, the next one, Pius Yekaba is here. He's watching us from Italy. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Buki Astrop, good morning, Mr. Michael, and our reviewers. And we say good morning to you, Buki Astrop. Thank you so much. Chris is also here. Buhari openly said he wants the entire Nigerian country to become an Islamic Sharia country, and all he did during his tenure was promoting Islamic Sharia movement.
My brother, listen, I said it very well. To solve Nigerian problem, when I look at America, United States of America, America has 13 colonies currently now in United States of America. In those 13 colonies, there are areas, there are states you go to, you discover that this area, they have more blacks. There's the area you go, you see that this one is dominated by the Chinese. There's area you go, you see another color and all that. You know, they are all independent. That's a fact. With how many countries? Talking about Nigeria that have maybe less than 13 or 3 or whatever, you know, let me just say 3. They cannot be able to move forward. So the thing is that, you know, let us return back to Aburi. If it is a shame, they should swallow their pride. Gowon is running away from Plateau. Are you not hearing it? The people he fought for has come against him. That Duma is saying, "I'm yourself." But these are the people we are never able to see the future tomorrow. So return Nigeria to Aburi. Let us try confederation. Since this, boys, go and listen to Fela and Nicola Pokuti. He said, demonstration of grace, not be democracy. But people did not understand. Okay, you see, Olisa Abakoba, former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, said democracy is no longer working. What does that tell you? Then, Fela has already given them a solution. That's what he's talking about. Can we go back to our tradition and culture? They ask them a question. Who is government teacher? Brother, they ask you, who is government teacher? Bro, we are far away with this westernization. That is the problem. Everybody is back ahead. Okay, even if we have gotten to that level, when we are faced with challenges, what do? Can't you look for a solution? Solution now is that instead of us falling into the conquest and triggering uprising where Nigeria can turn to Somalia or Rwanda anytime, any day, why not use this opportunity and go for Apuri, confederation, regionalism?
And if that will bring solution to...
No, at least, bros, when a government cannot save life and property, there's no government.
All right, on to the next one. Victor Amara is here and he's saying good greetings to everyone from Valencia. Thank you so much for joining us, watching us from Valencia. That's Spain. Spain. Okay. Andrew Gujimi, Sultan of Sokoto, will not talk about Boko Haram. You are reporting malaria to mosquito.
Exactly. Yes, Andrew Gujimi, you are quite right. Because you see, how can somebody who is even who caused a problem also be in a team that will go and search or be looking for solution for that problem? That has always been the case of Nigeria. Majority of the people that we think that they hold an enviable position in our society, they themselves are criminals. They are degenerates. They don't have any moral moral standing to stand in the public space and say yes, they are righteous.
All right, Ayola Olatunji, please like the broadcast. Please share, like, and comment. All right, thank you so much, Ayola Olatunji, for that. Please, everyone in the comment section, everyone watching, please help us share and like. Share it to people. Share it on your pages. Share it on your platforms, please. Very, very important. Okay, Emmanuel Obuji. Michael, you are doing well. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Obuji. We appreciate you. Obasanjo, this is Chris on Obasanjo. Obasanjo was busy creating 10 billionaires in Nigeria rather than uplifting and creating conditions that will benefit all. Chicks Benedict, let's support City Stand in any way we can. I always watch to catch fun because that country is just a joke. I don't want to call. I don't want to use that. All right, no problem. Ayola Olatunji, Peter Obi will do better than the career criminal Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right. Alec, Obasanjo has been in the corridors of power for so long. Their policies turned Nigeria towards the wrong trajectory. It should sit down. Ayola Olatunji on this again. When Obi was governor of Anambra State, he didn't have party members as majority in the assembly, yet he managed to govern well. Bakersfield, Nigeria needs to swallow our pride and learn from the AES countries. Chris Olatunji, my brother, okay, is responding to that. David Okaba is also here. Thank you so much for joining us. It's greeting Mr. Vincent, Mr. Chinedu Michael, and we still have many messages coming in. Gladys Oyabo is also here. Chief Udeze Chima is also here. Francisca is here. Good morning to you. Obasi Henry, thank you so much. All right, let's give others chance to speak this morning. Thank you so much, Onyeze. Your 10,000 naira has been sent to me. All right, Mr. Vincent, I appreciate you. Mr. Foley, good morning. Mr. Olajide, good morning to you too.
I'm saying good morning, Mr. Mike, and I'm saying good morning to all our global viewers on City Stand. And welcome to our global viewers on City Stand this morning. I'm saying good morning to our global anchor, Mr. Mike Adekule. I still remain your global analyst, Mr. Oji Olajide. You are most welcome, and I'm blessing those people who always appreciate us on this platform. They are blessed. May God bless you, replenish you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning. And I am happy to be here and happy to see you guys. And I just really forced myself there this morning because I have a high problem. So, good morning, everybody. Yes.
Is that the reason why you've been using sunglasses?
Yes, sunglasses. Yes. I'm supposed to go for surgery, but I'm the one, going in and so
you are healed.
Myself.
You are healed in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Be healed. You are healed.
Sorry.
You have caught it.
Thank you very much.
All right, looking at the statement coming from the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, that the Chinese government lifted about 700 million citizens out of poverty. I think this calls for serious concern in the country. But the question I want to ask you now is that, are the current Nigerian leaders, the current politicians that are ruling us, ready to take Nigerians out of poverty?
See, Mr.
Hello. You see, what I can see about the Chinese. Sorry, my brother.
No.
What I can see about the Chinese people is their governments, anywhere they are, their government always support them. Because I've engaged one before that he was looking for a big apartment that he will start his construction on this thing on. And what they do is, if Chinese man come to Nigeria, he will come empty-handed, and they will ask them to go and do feasibility studies of the project they want to embark on that will bring progress to that same country. And once they've done that, then they will do the feasibility studies and get everything done, and they will send money to them to start to hit the ground running, and you dare not not pay back that money when it is time for you to pay back. And that is a disciplined country. It is not a country we have that is of kleptomania, that they can steal anything stealable. And the problem, average Nigerian with the greed and kleptomania, once you remove those two things, we are good to go.
Mr. Nagide, are they really ready to take Nigeria out of this poverty?
Mr. Mike, the current political actors we have in the end at the end of affairs, they are the architects of the problem we are facing. Because otherwise, how could somebody attain the power in an undemocratic way, in a fraudulent, in a way that involves killings of people, encouraging bigotry, the thuggery to unleash at people, at polling booths, make sure you wound, you destroy, you keep people, scare them away from polling booths, and then go to the electoral institution that manage the electoral process, manipulate it, bring out forged results and announce it to people, and force yourself on people. And when people want to take redress of that action you have committed, the only available process for them, which usually has also been compromised. So you have no allegiance to people because you are not empowered by the virtue of people. You know that quite all right, the voting power of the people is not what brought you to power. You are not answerable to them. The power to remove you from office is not in their hands. So you behave anyhow. If look at the last election in the US, did you see Democrats going to court to challenge the Republican? The one in Britain that conservatives lost under the Registration Act that brought Labour back to power. Did you see conservatives going to court to challenge Labour success? Because the election was transparent, was honest. Registration Act said, British, we thank you for putting us in power for the past 14 years. We have shown us that this is the way we lost this election. They have shown that we have to go back and strategize that we are no longer on our side. Thank you for 14 years over. You are giving us power. In US, did you hear Democrats going to court and challenge Republicans? They knew that they lost the election. The election was transparent. Now they know that for them to be in power again, they are always at the end of power by the virtue of the electoral process, by the franchise rights of the people. Not that they force themselves to people. Force themselves on the power and coerce themselves on people. Like in our own case here, because our election does not bring them to power. It is themselves that force themselves to power. They are not answerable to us. They are not accountable to us. So they go there and do and misbehave anyhow. That's why I don't have any trust, confidence in them that they can lift us up out of their poverty. Because they are not answerable, they are not accountable to us. If they know that if they misbehave, they will not get to power by the next election, they will sit up and do the right thing. But because our election does not count, they get to power by their own efforts, by robbery. So I don't believe in any of them. This present political system that these present actors will liberate us from the present poverty, because the means by which they attain the power is not by us, and so they are not answerable to us.
Now, considering the fact that he has been in the Saudi for some years, I'm talking about Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of the country.
Yes.
Does he have the right to criticize the current state of the nation?
He has a right and he doesn't have a right. Why I'm saying this, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo has all the opportunity to turn Nigeria to Eldorado, to turn Nigeria to Las Vegas with lights. What happened to Malumba project? Mambela project. What happened to Mambela? You know, I always emphasize on Mambela. If Mambela project was achieved, I think what we are saying now, we wouldn't find ourselves where we are, because it will have light up Nigeria entirely. And some people just gang up, some people just came up, and the guy that was supposed to embark on that project, in which they seeded that project to, they started demanding for bribe until they make this guy finished. And suddenly the guy just wake up now that he has to fight his battle. Now that all the money, those people that they collected bribe for him, he started exposing them. That was what led Buhari and President Obasanjo to France courts, where this current president
Yeah,
dragged them.
arbitration.
Yeah, to testify. Yeah, just to testify. How come? What's the input? Input. What's their involvement in the Mandela power project? If that one has been done alone and is be Ajaokuta still rolling, has been on has been functioning. I mean, what we good to go as a giant of the nation, as a giant of you can even compete with we can start competing with the Western world, but we are sleeping in just one. We are sleeping in slumber in one same place, and I can tell you what now. Kudos, when we see, we say, and when we need to explain, to call them out, we call them out. Our external reserve are swelled up to, I think, $40,000, $40 million, billion dollars. So they can verify that. Kudos to the president for that. But that money now, is it not same people that will still go back to swallow that money? To get that money out and spend it embezzle anyhow, and you see the problem we have is just not too far. You see, I was listening to Mr. President yesterday that the marching order he gave to the military then, and I was so encouraged that okay, get them out, and anywhere you have, snip them out. Yeah. And but
this is not the first time he's been given a matching order.
Yes, yeah. But now I can see, and I will still be monitoring what I'm saying, that it's not going to be a normal business as usual. Yeah, normal business as usual. Because what is going on now is the people on the head, the Air Force, he has really empowered them, got some sophisticated gadgets for them to combat. Then the mole among them is the problem now. The mole among the military, which are even causing disaster for the military, our combat, our gallant soldiers that want to embark on that. I mean, so it's not just government alone we'll be relying on. You see something in your environment, you say something. That's why we'll be able to have this security battle won, because all of us don't need to be docile any longer. It's our country. If any bomb drop here now, a lot of us will go. But we need to remember that we have family, we have children that are still coming behind. If we cannot pay sacrifice for ourselves, let's pay sacrifice for the unborn children of this country, or the ones that are born in this country. So I think I rest my case there.
On security, the president has told the service chiefs to step up their game.
Mr. Mike, the president is doing what he's supposed to do. But what he's doing is really bringing an effect, an improvement or expression of what we're expecting. It's not bringing it. I've said something. I said, Mr. President is not decisive enough. I said the problem is playing politics with our life as regards what the voting will get from the section of the country. We all know who are the problem that causes it onto us now. It's not the man that's going to the forest of Igbo land, Hausa land, and be killing them there. It's not Igbo men that come to forest of Yoruba land and the north and be killing them. It's the particular tribe in Nigeria that's doing that, which is Fulani. And I told you, Governor of Plateau State came out and said that the Fulani that are killing people, displacing from indigenous people, they are from the indigenous land to IDP camp. They are foreign Fulani from Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso, and the rest. And the defense headquarters of Nigerian military, of which President Tinubu is the commander-in-chief, has also confirmed that. So what other evidence do you need to know these are the enemies causing insecurity in Nigeria? But Mr. President has not been decisive enough. And I tell you, there must be a facilitator of anything. If you are not here, you are the one that facilitated this interview. If you are not here, you will be here. There are always a facilitator of anything. The foreign Fulanis that came to Nigeria and be killing Nigeria in their indigenous land. Who are the facilitators of those people in Nigeria? Don't forget, Buhari was accused. I mean, let me say, not accused, but it was asked, why did you allow our borders to be open to all African nationals? That it is at the border point, when they at the entry point, you give them visa. He said they are all African brothers. They are free to come. This is where the foreign Fulanis came to Nigeria, ostensibly for one particular purpose. He came under Ruga to settle them in all locality. When that one failed, when the resources came up again, when that one failed, at the dying days of his tenure, he came up with grazing route. When he knew that all these efforts to settle Fulani in every locality, people that have come from other foreign countries, they failed. Now, those people have been settled, who have been here, they couldn't go back now. They are the one that is causing it to us. And I'm saying, why can't President Tinubu invited Nigerian local Fulani authority leadership, headed by Sultan of Sokoto, that are you part of this plot of foreign Fulani into Nigeria, killing Nigerians in their locality? He has not done that. It's not decisive enough. It's just plain policy with our life. So if there's going to be any solution to this security something, let the full scale investigation of who are the facilitators of this foreign Fulani into Nigeria, killing everybody in Nigeria. That's the security problem we are facing now. Not Igbo men killing Nigerians, killing Yoruba in their land. Not Yoruba man killing Igbo in their land. Not Yoruba man going to North and killing outside Fulani in their region. This is Fulani herdsmen that are killing all across indigenous land of Nigeria. That's the security enemy we have in Nigeria. But our president is not decisive enough. He's playing policies that so that if you engage them, they may not give him votes. A serious pattern will tackle problem from once you have an evidence that this is the root of the problem. Why is Sultan of Sokoto and the Fulani Emirates? And I'm not being summoned. I'm not being questioned. Hello, are you part? Do you have a hand in this plot? Because the foreign Fulani cannot come to Nigeria without somebody facilitating them. There must be local facilitator on ground that's bringing them to come. So they are the problem we have. What's all about it? It's all about conquest, to conquer the whole Nigeria and instill Fulani as overall head, because Tinubu has not done the needful. That's why I say expressing this. If I have my way, I can see Mr. President do the needful. Forget about his second ambition. I'm not saying he should not fight for a second ambition, a second time ticket. Address this problem. Let the head of Fulani in Nigeria, which is Sultan of Sokoto, call them and all the Emas, because all the Emas they are all Fulani. Whenever you hear Emas, they are all Fulani. Call them. Are you having a hand in this facilitation of the foreign Fulani to Nigeria, killing us in a different community? If they say no, then make your decision. If you find them, capable, arrest them and prosecute them. Don't be shy and don't be panic about it. That's the solution to the security problem we are facing now. Yes,
Mike. The solution to the problem is part of the solution, but it's not the main solution. Somebody wake up one day and he collected lists of Nigerians and he took the list to OIC, Organization of Islamic Country, and they turned out to Islamic country. And why won't Fulanis, be proud, be bragging that they own the country? And today, that same problem, Plateau, is where North Central is facing now. Because you went on creating local governments where there's Muslim, Christian, land. And is that not crisis you are creating until we can, beg General Badamasi Babangida that they need to delist Nigeria from OIC country so that there can be equity in the land. Once we can't get that done, we are still on the same. We will still be on the same page.
All right. On who can solve the problem of the country, David Okafor said something in the comment section. I am today Okafor saying that 1 million of Peter Obi cannot solve Nigeria's problems. Peter Obi failed woefully in Oka, but did fantastically well in Agulu. Agulu is his own town.
I heard that too. I think Mr. Obi did some projects in which that project was not quality in Anambra there. And again, Mr. Obi did not, fix up local government election throughout his tenure. So where was the money going to? Where was is it Fidelity? That is saving the money. And you see, under Mr. Obi as the chairman of trade, there's a position they gave to Security and Exchange Commission, right? We lost woefully. The Nigerian became impoverished woefully because of what? The shares, little shares we saved with our kobo. I was a victim too. So I've not just have time now to have a lawyer that will help me to go and retrieve my because all those small money I saved, then I cannot even get any dividend. Both EcoBank, both all these banks, First Bank, Fidelity banks, all of them. Yeah, so that's why when the what's it called? This dark man is complaining. Man, it's rotting already. Banks, all these banks, they are rotting people. And I really want to say the docility in us that we cannot pursue our rights is part of what we are facing today, including myself. And I know when all these people come on the air, you start praising them. All of them are corporate. All of them have skeleton in their cupboard. So there's no leader that is pure. So don't come here and say somebody is supposed to have won the election. They are all same. Yes. We've not seen a leader. We've not had a leader in this country.
All right, Andrew Ogundimi, until the day Igbos, Yorubas, and other southern tribes come together and fight Fulani, our problem continues.
Yes, that's what I said. Like people were saying, we are heading towards one party state. I told them, I don't necessarily agree that we are heading to one party state. And if it is one party state in the interest of the South, that will liberate the South from the clutches of the Northerners, or particularly the Fulani men, as Tinubu is presently going, win the interest of the Southern political leaders to come together as a front, to dare these people and liberate us, so be it. I'm seeing a kind of realignment, arrangement, political, direction that's trying to bring the South together. Doesn't mean that you must take over your party. You must take our party must take over your state. But when it comes to national election, central election, vote Southern candidate. Just like Makinde still controls the state. PDP, governor, House of Rep, House of Assembly and Co. UK, Southern East. Then when it comes to national presidential election, let's start there. So as to make sure that by this we are able to liberate the rest. Let me say 80% of country from the clutches of those who think it's their right to govern us, to conquer our land, and send us to IDP. That's why I'm aligning with what Tinubu is trying to do. Win the interest of the southern governors. Even Oshun governor now, he's singing his tune. Presidency through 2027 is Tinubu. OT is saying the same thing. Data as follows suit. Akwa Ibom. So by the time we have a united front, southern front, it's a southern united front, and let's just go to middle belt and take one or two, feel safe from the middle belt. We were able to, we have a majority, and then we will outnumber those Fulani, those northern states who are trying to conquer us and take over our land and send us into IDP while they occupy our land. By that time, Nigeria will be free from this fear. This is the greatest fear we are expecting. This is the greatest threat. As Mr. Mike, I'm not concerned about Nigeria safety now. I'm concerned about my own land. We are here from Yoruba land, being conquered by a foreigner and send me out of that land. Send me to Nigeria. Send me to IDP. So that's where I'm more concerned now.
You're from which state, sir?
I'm from Ogun State. I'm from Yoruba land. Yes.
They are all over in your state.
Yeah, they are all over in your state. They're everywhere. Too. They're everywhere.
I didn't know that state.
I didn't know your state.
There are customers that die. Number two again. My brother, number two. Are we just waking up from the slumber that we have the conquest agenda?
Let me it's not from Ogun State. So where Igbo rose up against that
You said there are customers that die in your state.
Yeah, I'm just telling him that Igbo is not from Ogun State. It's maybe Oyo, as if Oyo. Okay. Where the matter came to the prime was in Oyo when Igbo rose up. So to be telling me they are this that my state, they are everywhere. You saw how they saw the okay.
He said you've accommodated them a lot.
Mr. Mike, he's just been funny. He's just been funny. They are everywhere. You saw how you see the rabbit they done. The rabbit they did in the boy state. Is a boy in my state. You see, look at Kwara now. They are ravaging Kwara state now. So they are everywhere. The greatest threat we have now is this threat of this person not from our indigenous land, not even Nigeria. I don't care about whether Nigeria can go away. But let me still stay my own land. That's why I told our governors when he was alive. He said, look, this is not a matter of party. Put your party aside. All right, let's come together and form a security outfit that defend our land. So by the time we are able to do that, then we can then begin to talk about Nigerian safety. I'm defending my own land first.
Why in the latest development, about 130,000 forest guards are on the way.
Okay. Yes, I think
it's a long way.
It's a good development.
Securing
Mr. Mike,
our forest.
if you add portion of that to the Amatakun already on ground, it's a development. It's a good development. You see, when I see something good, I commend it. I don't see something good and congratulations. It's a good development. Let us see how that will come in. At least by the time those who are permanently stationed in the forest or they are patrolling the forest, there's no way they will not send signal to military force. They will locate where the cell of these terrorists are, and before you know it, we begin to replace these people, begin to engage them, and then send them out of the place. So security will be safe in our land. There will now be protection of life and security in our land.
Mr. Mike, I think the solution to this problem is we are just waking up from the slumber, and we ought not to have slept so much. Us, we sleeping every night. We remember the agenda, the conquest agenda of Usman Danfodio, right? To occupy their land because they believe the land belongs to them. We are just caretaker, and us, we ought to have remembered earlier and wake up from the slumber earlier that there was an agenda and these people are engaging on, and they are moving it softly. Later, they speed it up, and that's the speed level we have now. And I don't know why that is when you will see this Yoruba go say, Igbo go say this one, this fighting each other, and that one is working. Maybe now they're juju. They work for west south where we cannot reason.
Let's travel from here to Finland, where Simon Ekpa is currently facing trial on terrorism-related issues. He's currently being tried for inciting violence in Nigeria. Would you say justice is taking its course on Mr. Simon Ekpa?
Mr. Mike, my position on IPOP activities is that they are being haunted. What they are carrying out to IPOP, I don't agree with this. What the federal government is doing to IPOP, as far as I'm concerned, that's I'm a Yoruba man. I'm saying my own opinion. Namikanu is not a terrorist. He didn't just wake up one day and carry gun and begin to kill people on the street. He said he has challenges, he has grievances against Nigeria state about his people. The logical thing for a government of Nigeria to do is to ask him what are grievances. Sit down with him, table it before them, and see what
how he can provide solutions.
May God bless you.
So his grievances.
Yes. If as a father, if your children are grumbling to you, would you not be begin to just continuously beat them? You call them to the round table. Hello dear, what's our problem? They will tell you, Daddy, I said you buy me pencil last week. You buy me paper. Okay, don't worry. The immediate one, you solve it. Then the other one, you tell him, look, we are working on it. You show them sense of belonging. It's not that you just rise up and begin to kill them. It's a boy that worsened that situation. Buhari worsened IPOP struggle. Kanu did not take up arms, begin to kill people. They were demonstrating and followed up their struggle. They are already carrying flag and demonstrating. It was Buhari that worsened that struggle, that began to attack them with military. Start to kill them. And the man has to run for his life. So if there's anything going, and I'm surprised that Tinubu is still towing this line of prosecuting Kanu and Daniel Ekpa. It should have allowed them, it should have come for political solution to them. What's the political solution? Call them to that table, discuss what is happening, and assure them, and then send them back to their region to make sure there's peace. If you say somebody is saying he's aggrieved about some things, you don't just silence him, you don't just shut him down. I don't agree what's going with Simon Ekpa. I'm in line with well, they have chosen the way of prosecution. Let's see whether justice will allow today. But I'm telling you, what drove them into that thing is the government of Nigeria.
What's the fate of Simon Ekpa?
The fate is only him that can know his fate now as it is, because the way he carried out his agenda with the agitations, I don't see it as a welcome agitation, because you were there enjoying yourself and you put the children of poor man. Even the worst part of it, that those children that are supposed to have right WAEC, he denied them with the stay at home, and they were showing what's it called, Ekpa, in the supermarket, shopping all around, buying the best of the best, eating the best of the best. And while you put somebody in cage, I think some of the southeast people, they are too docile to understand the reality you know, to separate the reality from unreality.
But there's a reason for the sitter too.
But the reason doesn't have to affect the future of the generation to come, because he himself is there, and Kanu went against it. And Kanu said it that they should give him 2 days to stop all those nonsense Simon Ekpa is doing.
What about the challenges we are facing in Nigeria? Are these challenges not affecting the future generations?
It's affecting. That's why the structure, we've said, the structure of the country is not well laid. That some people believe their conquest, the agenda of conquest. Some people believe this country will never be well until they achieve their purpose. And who are these people? These are the Usman Danfodio generations that are springing up now. And what else do you expect? This is a country that they said they are born to rule. So what else are we expecting? And we still come in here, say this is our country, this is our country. 10 of Tinubu will just try his best, right? But his best may not be good enough, because there are some people behind the scene that want to see the downfall of anybody. But if it is the race they come from, they will protect it well. But once you are not their race, you are nowhere to be found then, and
all right, before I let you go, Kunle, you are looking gorgeous these days. APC money is reaching you. Oh my God. Say it to us. Williams Okameme in the UK.
Thank God, though. Maybe you are wishing me well. I think me and not I work at the hustle, right? Make you know. You are waiting to the guy again. At the hustle.
Williams Okameme.
If now 1 naira I see in a day, I'll save it. At times, for me, make I even tell Williams, if I'm coming at times, I go buy Rodo. I go buy this for my wife. Say, I like food. Give it to her. Help me cook. Not the APC money. And if anybody tell you APC money, you come and verify the place. We see all of us here. We are hustlers. We hustle. I hustle every day. I go up to Ikeja. I come back to Ogba to come and sleep the way I sleep. So please don't let us start giving information we don't know about.
All right, Kule, with due respect, stop saying what you don't know. This is Chima. Stop deceiving the general public. You can't substantiate what you're saying. That you said that Obi is a better person when compared to Tinubu. I think you said it a few minutes ago.
I didn't say Obi is a better.
No. You said Obi performed in some areas.
Yeah, in Anambra. It was one man that said you ready to. Okay. That's Okafor. It was Okafor that countered it. Tunde Okafor. So I expected Udeze to send that message to Mr. Tunde Okafor, not me, because even Obi did not perform to the maximum level. If you want to say it, what are you doing with the local government money? For years, Obi owns Fidelity Bank. He was the chairman of Stock Exchange. What happens to us? What did they expect from that stock exchange that time? It was collateral issues we all face. I've not been able to retrieve my share certificate up to now, since that will be.
I know APC is now paying you well now. You look good these days.
It's just to maybe silence you people that maybe God they pay me. Now God, and God is bigger than anybody. Now God, glory of God, I pray hard and I work hard, and that's my birthday is coming any moment from now, 27th of this month, and I know I will celebrate it by all means. God will provide for me to celebrate my birthday on the 27th of May, because that's one thing I always do. Yes,
we are anticipating.
Yeah, we are anticipating.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mr. Olajide, the global analyst himself.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
I very much
welcome. I really appreciate your contribution this morning. Ben Jack, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank God today's weekend, so I'm happy.
All right, Mr. Femi.
We say good morning to all our global viewer. We say we as usually do, be with us, stand with us here. May God continue to be with you and never leave you for.
All right, Chooks Benedict has been asking for you, and you are here.
Yes.
All right, you can say hi to Chooks Benedict.
Mr. Benedict, thank you very much for asking after me. That's how to show love, at least. If you like somebody, show it. Thank you very much.
What will be the fate of Simon Ekpa in Finland, or in the hands of Finnish government?
Well, it is only God know his fate. I cannot stand here to say this is what will come out. So if you do a good thing, if the Finland government find a good thing on him, he can be released. But if they find a bad thing on him, it can be detained. So they have the right. It's the lawyers over there, the magistrates who will decide. I am not the one who decide.
Was he really fighting for Biafrans? Was he fighting for the freedom of the Igbos, or he was just inciting violence in Nigeria?
Well,
inciting violence?
For me, what he's saying, that's what I'm saying. Maybe my friend does a chima who say I have come again. Look, when things are going wrong, if they say in detention, tell your lawyers to tell the people to stop it. And no, by that time, the exam, WAEC exam, where the children are supposed to take, they could not take it. It denied their future, and which is not good. I am Igbo man, and you're doing that thing to my children. I will not be happy. Thank God said that my children are not at ease, because I will not be happy with them. What about other children? You are doing this thing at all. There's the way to champion freedom. Freedom is not through violence. Freedom is not through violence. You go an amicable way on it. Make people around feel happy, not to be putting havoc on them. So all those things is what the tax on Samuel Ekpa, what he's doing. But they ask him, he said it is Nankal. They ask Nankal. Nankal said, I am not the one. Who are they going to hold? Who? Am I the one they hold? And are giving the people in the East belief. Is it the way to get the freedom? Did they know how the freedom come from? Who caused it? What brings the freedom? The agitation of the Biafra. Who bring it? Are we talking about the old one? The old one, we are not talking about old one. The old one have come and go. So if you want to follow the system, follow due process on it. Through no violence. That is where we stand. Through no violence, not with arms, not with violent talk. If we use a violent talk, we have already committed a violence on it. We have to use their wisdom, use their pen on it.
All right, if 700 million citizens in China were lifted out of poverty, what happens to Nigeria? Obasanjo on this.
Yeah, we are coming to the China. China puts a strong law and they follow it. Whether it is a rich man or a poor man committed and follow it to be king. But in Nigeria, they put law, but they do not follow it. Let me just tell you, OBJ, when he came to power in 1999, what happened to Ajakuta Steel? Why can't you fix it? What about the power? Why can't you fix it? OBJ put the problem in Nigeria up to today. OBJ do what Gowon did. Abraham must stand. Gowon refused. Now OBJ got into power. A man tell him, say, please, sir, we will make sure that we will win, but let us go to regional government. OBJ agreed. When the election come over, the young man later 3 months later come back and ask him, My Excellency, what about what we discussed? What come out from your mouth? You people were defeated from the war. It is OBJ made the struggle of Biafra come back in 1999. Let us say ourselves the truth. It is OBJ, Olusegun Obasanjo, caused it. Now I say Nigeria is in gunpowder. Yeah, someone have already said it either 2006 or 2005 under his regime. Because of what is going on. OBJ could not fix Nigeria in. When OBJ come to the power, it's supposed to call the ethnic group, the 3 ethnic group, say how we go to. We want nation to be moved forward, Nigeria to move forward. OBJ did not do so. By that time we have OPC, we have Aruwa Forum, we have Masop. Why OBJ did not call these 3 people together? Say we want this nation to move. How we go to do it? OBJ refused. Because he is in power. Anyone who make him carry soldiers, police, chase the person away. Today, he can't. OBJ forget. OBJ did not know. No violent accusation will turn Nigeria upside down. I'll say the truth. OBJ think that when he's harassing Chief Dr. Esther Wazike, chasing him, using army, using police, to bomb up, we make the man to surrender. We don't know that the strong is making the man to be worsening strong and strong. So today, look at how Nigeria is. He have come and said Nigeria is a dog powder. Under his regime, come. He forget that. He's the one that caused the problem of Nigeria. He's the one that make Nigeria to fall. If Nigeria fall today, it go OBJ and go on. I will not hold current president. Then I cannot hold him. It is OBJ will go strongly and go on.
Inflation rate has dropped from 24% to 23% in the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Would you score him a pass?
I cannot score him a pass because is it? Let this thing come out for the masses. Let us see it. Not for them to say that we also pray food day by day. Let them do the reality. What and what have they put down to make the economic rate to come down in Nigeria? Tomorrow now you hear say to have already go up. Is it not a pray food they're doing? They're doing concert day by day. A movie that we are watching. No. Nigeria are not getting it right.
All right, thank you so much, Benjack. I really appreciate your contribution this morning. Mr. Femi, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
From 24% to 23%, is this a pass? Is this a plus for the administration of President Bola Tinubu?
That's no. Well, no matter how a student is poor, you have to mark his script. Even if we're going to give him a 0, but I cannot give him pass mark as we are talking now. He should keep on trying. I'm not giving any pass mark on every situation, security or education or every. He has not scored a pass mark. You can mark him, but not up to pass. So that means he doesn't score up to 40%. I think pass start from 40%. So he hasn't scored up to that.
All right, Simon Ekpa didn't get it right. Although I'm not his fan, but he should go and learn from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not the one saying this. This is coming from Nathaniel Abu. He's currently being prosecuted for inciting violence in Nigeria, in Finland.
Well, it is very, very unfortunate that somebody like Simon Ekpa couldn't tread softly. Even the man that Nathaniel Abu Abi is referring Simon Ekpa to go and learn from him. He too is not also my role model in agitation. I've told you my role model in agitation. Somebody like Professor Banjaye, that in his way of doing agitation, hardly you will hold him accountable. Hardly you will hold him, culpable for any violent, maybe violent incitement or anything. But in some cases, you have to apply desperate measure to help desperate situation. The issue of Nigeria has degenerated into a desperate situation that need some desperate measure. But whoever that want to come in that line need to tread softly, so that you will not find culpable. You will not do something that the federal government will be saying this is what you have done. In the case of Simon Ekpa really tried to be sincere. He was a brave man. He was a versatile agitator, and he has all what it takes. In fact, MNK tried, but Simon Ekpa also take this thing into global, a standard to make it more attractive to the extent that the whole world, started to look at what is happening, what is going on in that area. But on the issue of, I'm a follower of Simon Ekpa. On the issue of try to kill Nigeria officer and expose it on social media, that see, you have killed Nigeria terrorist. You are an individual. You cannot declare a state a terrorist. The only, people that have that kind of a power, they are also the people that you are going to run to when you need help. Before any organization acknowledge you, it is UN that will first of all acknowledge Biafra. So it is that the same UN that will tag Nigeria as a terrorist government, not Simon Ekpa. Now when you are now taking law into your hand by killing Nigeria officers and display them on the sometimes you will see on the internet, sometimes you will see their uniform, sometimes on Twitter. It's very, very worrisome, and I know that one day will be one day that if they catch this man, he will not go scot-free. That is the issue. But what I just know is that what some people are expecting about Simon Ekpa, they may not be able to see it, because what Nigeria government will be expecting is extradition that Simon Ekpa should be bring to Nigeria. I'm not sure they are going to see that one. Then the kind of judgment they thought they are going to see, they may not be able to see it, because the man himself has pleaded not guilty, and I know that he will be able to come out to defend himself, and he has even said that I'm just a content creator. So in that regard, if you want to give him any judgment, I don't think there will be any serious judgment.
Mr. Felix, is Simon Ekpa really a content creator?
He's not a content creator. He's making money, extracting money from the so-called people that are sponsoring him. Number one, I blame the people of the Southeast. Someone will be in Finland and be giving command, and you expect the people in Nigeria to the other day will obey. Well, it's an insult. Simon Ekpa, the way he has never for once obeyed the say at home in Finland one day. It's a slap on Nigerian citizen. If you are a freedom fighter,
Biafra citizen.
If you are a freedom fighter, come home, come and champion the cause. You can't be outside and be telling the people that hey, stay at home, do this. It's inciting violence, for God's sake. Can what Simon Ekpa have done, what he has done, can any person try it in Finland? Can anybody try it in Finland? That's what our government.
What he has done to the Nigerian government.
Can he try it in Finland? That be in Nigeria and be inciting violence
in Finland.
In Finland. Let's call a spade a spade. You understand? What they so much celebrated a lot of things. Simon Ekpa has really disappointed a lot of people. When you want to do something, do it in a matured way, doing it in a civilized way, not the way you are doing it. The people, you are enslaving people to sit at home on Monday without not giving them anything. Cramping the economy of the Southeast. I have a brother that is in Anambra. What they do is that Monday is sit at home. From Tuesday to Saturday is their Tuesday is their Monday. Their Saturday is their Friday. You understand? So Sunday and Monday, then the Sunday is Saturday. The Monday is Sunday. You look at the way he has bastardized and he has changed their mentality. Things are not done the way it is done. If you want to agitate, you want to go. The great Belgium, they came out of some people without fighting, without anything.
I think what brought about that situation is the continued incarceration of Mazen Namdekanu.
Hello, sir. Nnamdi Kanu has been to the court several times. He has denied that he never knows anything about sit-at-home order. I stand to be corrected.
Yes,
he denied it. And even when they said IPOB was a terrorist organization, he said there was nothing like that. He even denies Simon Ekpa. And I want to say this categorically. Those people in Lagos that are claiming IPOB, why don't they sit at home on Monday? Why don't they sit at home on Monday? You will come to the paper stand here, you will come to global stand and be shouting. If you want to fight the struggle, go to the east. What is his name? Simon Ekpa. Let him come back to Nigeria and face his people. It should not cost anything. I'm not in support of the federal government, but what he's doing is doing what is wrong.
All right, he's doing what is wrong. You still want to contribute to what?
They have made it difficult for anybody to wade into this thing. Unfortunately, when he's doing his own agitation, he has introduced some measure that I think he shouldn't have done it. You see, issue of sit at home should have been a volunteer, not that you will enforce people. That anybody that refuses to sit at home, you kill them. You disallow students to go and write WAEC. I've seen a video where some puppies are being beaten because they divide the puppies. They were
even be the teachers.
When you reach home, tell your mommy, tell your daddy that you should, all this kind of a thing is uncalled for. To me, I don't agree with that one. But there are so many ways you can agitate. But I will not take that credit that I will give Simon Ekpa away. Instead, I will mark his mode of, operandi, that there are some things that he shouldn't have added. But Simon Ekpa, in the course of agitation for Igbo liberation, he try his best.
With the current challenges we are passing through in the administration of President Tinubu, are we really sitting on a keg of gunpowder?
This is not a new statement. We have been hearing it for a very long time. A lot of gunpowder, keg of gunpowder, we sat on it when Obasanjo was there. It exploded. It killed so many people. So many people were killed at Odi. So many people were killed at Benue. Even a bomb, an expired bomb, exploded in Lagos State. In a Zen country, something like that wouldn't have happened. That you kept some bomb. Ikeja bomb blast. You kept some bomb since in the civil world, and nobody check it what is happening there. And one day it started killing people. I don't think a serious government we engage in such a thing. So that keg of powder is so enormous to the extent that we have been sitting on it for a very long time. But unfortunately, when the beautiful world are not yet born, what are we going to do? Obasanjo, that we want to be stand and be criticizing here. When we go back to his administration, you will see that it's a bit better than this one we are seeing. This December Obasanjo that said China liberate about 700 million. He said, you see how he rule us, that's how he's going to liberate people. When a sitting president called some, individuals to come and launch his presidential library while you are still sitting as the president, who don't know the game. That is a corruption of the highest order. Even Fayose came out, he demanded for his own, was it not 30 million or something that he contributed for the presidential library? He said, okay, bring back my money. I don't contribute to it. You know how many Nigeria that contributed towards that project? A sitting president, everybody will want to go to, to that kind of a person to donate, and they are looking for kickback. That is how it started. Corruption of the highest order. That's how it usually been started. And go and check Obasanjo's regime. It's full of a lot of anomalies. Look at the privatization. Obasanjo just approved privatization and he handed it over to Atiku. And Atiku and Obasanjo, they join hand together to almost sell the whole Nigeria. Ajakuta, sell. This one, sell. That one, sell. With the ridiculous amounts. There is no protocol. They will just gather, God forbid, like this, we want to sell the whole can anybody buy it at the rate of 3 million? They will be the one that will buy it. Do you know that the quarrel between El-Rufai and Atiku up to this moment started from this issue of a privatization? Because after Atiku gather everything, somebody, according to what you hear, a relative or somebody very close to El-Rufai also have interest to buy some of the property, but he couldn't get money. Atiku pushed that one aside and he bought it personally. Do you know this? Do you know how many lives Atiku and Obasanjo crossed? Do you hear anything called clearing and forwarding flourishing again? Who killed it? Do research. Who killed the way of clearing and forwarding in Nigeria? If you see an average clearing and forwarding agency in Nigeria before, they will carry their shoulder like this. Majority of them, they broke down. They broke down because Atiku want to invest. If not for Buhari that says the license of intent in this place at Apapa Wharf. So all these people, they are hyenas. But unfortunately, the current administration don't give us chance to criticize them as we want.
All right, if you are actually sitting on a keg of gunpowder, when is it actually possible for it to explode?
Now. Yes.
Maybe we should leave the stand.
No. What I'm saying now,
now, we should leave the stand.
What I'm saying now is that the same government in power now, we are the people that was criticizing Obasanjo and co. Everything they said Obasanjo and co did, they are doing it ×3 more. Talks about privatization. Talk about privatization. They have the government in power has done a lot of privatization, given to their loyal people.
What did they privatize now?
You said?
Which company did they privatize? Privatization is no longer in now.
What I'm saying is this. The electricity, there are some of the people in this government that bought electricity.
It's before this administration.
Before now. A co-distribution. is being owned by somebody that is a member of APC.
Before Tinubu.
You understand? The code distribution. A lot of distribution in Ibadan. There are a lot of them that bought into it. The only disadvantage I saw is that the private not transparent. And that's why we are having problems. And I want to say this, the privatization, if things we are working the normal way, that would have boosted Nigerian economy. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria. Our institutions are not working properly. They are not working properly. Talk about the educational sector, is not working. Security is not working. No, mention one thing that is working is corruption. If you get into politics in the next 1 week, 2 weeks, if you are not a billionaire, they will drive you away. That means you are fully cost. I want to say this, we are sitting on a gunpowder. The president is not addressing issues. He felt concerned, less concerned about people. The government that told us that when he gets into power, I will reduce the purchasing power of the people. I will widen the tax net. And that's what we are experiencing now. And I want to say this, that if care is not taken, turning the country to a one-party state, turning Nigeria into a one-party state, and that alone is sending signal. And I said it last week or this week that we the citizens are going to be the one that will push them out, so that we will not fully fall into that gun of powder, or else we will explode.
All right, things are unfolding rapidly. Gladys Oyabo. Very soon, people are going to say enough is enough. And on Ekpa's issue, Amuos is saying Simon Ekpa never disappointed us, and it's normal to charge him to court. All you do now is to take your evidence to Finland and win him for fighting his self-defense. Simple. All right, that's coming from Amuos. Moving on to another one. Frank, this man is talking rubbish. That's Mr. Felix. He said you are talking rubbish. I don't know what the rubbish you're talking about. He said you are defending your people in Edo State during Uromi killings, but he's here condemning Ekpa that said no to the killing of his people.
There are two different versions here. Two different versions. In Uromi, it was something that was physical, one-on-one. They confronted them. Simon Ekpa is in Finland, dishing instruction. Why people are being killed? It's a two different variation. It's a two different variation.
Is it because it's Finland?
No.
Is it because it's
You can see what I am saying.
Because it's in Finland.
Can you go to another? Can you go to
physical and killing spiritual?
Can you go to another country? Can you go to another country? Can you go to another country? Can you go to another country and inciting killing? Can you go to another country inciting killing?
But the incitement is incitement.
Incitement is incitement.
Incitement is incitement.
Why are you talking like
Why
this?
should I talk like this?
Why are you talking like this? You are an elderly man. You are an elderly man. You are an elderly man.
You're talking rubbish. The man said you're talking rubbish.
I'm disappointed.
Why has somebody got to you?
He's using
Hold on.
You are not. You are bringing no. You are bringing two. You are bringing two contradictions. Two contradictions to it. The one in Ekpoma. The one in Ekpoma is face to face. The one in Ekpoma is face to face. Face to face. The one in Finland is there. He's starting
Defense is defense.
Defense. Why are you talking like this? Defense. You cannot defend me. You cannot defend me. You cannot. You cannot. I know something. That's what I'm telling you. That's why it's brainwashing your people. It's brainwashing your people. Someone in Finland sit down and he's telling people sit at home and he's going about. I don't know why you are going to use common sense.
I really agree with what you said. What the difference is with what you said. Somebody is living large.
Yes.
Somebody is living large in there and you are
giving orders. What is the difference? What is this?
Why you not the same? Why did it come down?
Why did it come down?
Why did it come down to East and
Mr. Okpara, I am disappointed in you. 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 I am sorry. I'm sorry. No. You are not. I am disappointed in you. And I want to tell you that Simon Ekpa, he has not brought any development to any Southeast. It's not wrong.
Very wrong.
You know why I'm not. They cannot use their common sense. They cannot use their common sense. I am not alone, but I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Let's just stay at home on Monday. You people in Lagos, why are you not staying at home? Why are you not staying at home? Why are you not staying at home? I am disappointed. Mr. Mike, these people that are not using their common sense, and I'm going to leave that by Mr. Okpara. You should understand that. Can that happen in you? Can that happen? Someone outside distracting your family.
Which family? You destroy your family. You destroy your family. It doesn't destroy your family.